I wonder what's happening in GP server. Oh my. Let's well, let's open up my where's my account? Here we go. Wait a minute. Wait. That Oh no. FBI, open up! Welcome everyone to another episode of Fate Grand Order Servant War Room, where I discuss how your favorite servant would handle an actual Holy Grail War. Because you never know. Maybe one day you're walking down the street and BAM! Squashed into a 2D form. For this video, I will be discussing none other than the best berserker, the strongest, please don't kill me Ilya, Heracles! Heracles is a 4-star servant in Fate Grand Order, who's famous for being one of the best free servants that you can get. High survivability along with ridiculous amount of damage. This buster boy will solo bosses like they are made of tissue. Truly, regarding appearances, Heracles is one of the original servants created, appearing first in Fate's Stay Night as a terrifying obstacle for the main character to defeat. He's appeared in multiple other fates. However, regardless of form, one thing is certain: Heracles is always a living natural disaster, threatening to kill all his enemies. In Fate Grand Order, he's made several appearances, normally as an impossible enemy that we need to take down. He appeared in Okeanos, where he was practically unstoppable and had to be defeated with the Arc, as well as in Argatha, where he played a similar role, although he was heavily altered in that one. However, of all of those roles, they pale in comparison with his primary role in Fate's Stay Night, where Heracles truly showed why he's among the strongest servants in existence. But would Heracles actually be that amazing in a real Holy Grail War? Let's find out. Personality! You might think that Heracles is completely insane and thus has practically no personality, but that's actually not true. Heracles does have some amount of personality, and there are certain traits about him that show up sometimes. Heracles is very children-friendly and thus has a soft spot for children, mostly due to his greatest regret in life. It's important to note that Heracles did not want to act when Ilya summoned him, because of the pain that would cause her body to go through. So Heracles, despite being insane, his protective nature towards children is quite prominent. That means that if there is one way to get Heracles angry is to force him to harm children, or if you yourself harm children. So if you're a psychopath or a sociopath, best to avoid that. As for you, an average Joe, it's likely that Heracles will have little consideration towards you. However, if you are generally a good person, then Heracles might hold back to keep the pain from sustaining him at a minimum. In other words, despite his high insanity, Heracles still has enough self-awareness to hold back what's needed to keep his master from suffering from sustaining him. Combat abilities! Heracles' stats are completely insane. If there's a servant that you can point out and say that he's all about stats, it's Heracles. I would call him a bulldozer, but that wouldn't be enough to explain him. He's like a bulldozer combined with a stealth bomber combined with a jet plane. He's gonna hit you hard and fast out of nowhere before you even know what happened. And fast is the important saying. He might look like someone you expect to hit hard but be slow, but that wouldn't be farther from the truth. His speed is what makes him such a powerful force. He was among one of the most fastest servants in Fate Stay Night, a Holy Grail that had both Cuchulainn and Medusa, two extremely fast servants, and Heracles was right among them in terms of speed. Heracles will win most wars with just his stats alone, and enemies actually have to get out of his way if they don't want to die to the air pressure he causes when swinging his club. But if you think that he's all about stats and his skills are irrelevant, then you are quite wrong. Heracles has a total of 5 skills and practically all of them fit the offensive type. He has Man Enhancement, rank B, which is pretty much a trade-off of his sanity for power. Despite being only rank B, Heracles is practically insane and communication is quite difficult, although Heracles can understand most commands you give him. Basically, Heracles receives a boost to his stats in trade for his sanity. Divinity rank A. At such a high rank, Heracles gains a special bonus against unique defenses such as Protection of the Faith, which means that even Saint Martha, whose defenses abilities are quite high, would have difficulty defending against Heracles due to his high divinity melting away at her unique defenses. Battle Continuation rank A. If you think killing Heracles will give you a moment to rest, then you are wrong. Heracles will keep on fighting, swinging his club even if you decapitate him. A fatal wound will not stop him, and he'll fight for quite a while after dying until finally collapsing. Bravery rank A+. Heracles is essentially immune to mental interference and mental instabilities, fear, panic, confusion, and fascination. Heracles can't be affected by them, and due to his high rank, he also receives a boost to his strength. Eye of the Mind False, rank B. Essentially, Heracles is intuitively good at predicting his opponents in combat. Even with his insanity, this skill functions as an instinct, allowing him to know when to block or when to ignore an attack and go for the kill. As a berserker, Heracles only has one noble phantom, however, it's quite a doozy one. God's Hand, the 12 Labors. It's a passive noble phantom that is always active. The noble phantom itself is divided in multiple parts and is much more complicated than just a stack of 12 lives. First of all, God Hand makes Heracles immune to anything that's rank B or below, regardless of how broken their effect might be. This means that even insane noble phantoms like Gabold cannot harm Heracles. This means that even if a servant drops a star on Heracles, if it's not above rank B, it won't even scratch him. And there is the stock of lives, a 12 stock of extra lives. And yes, extra. That means he actually needs to die 13 times and not 12 times. However, this stock of lives regenerates over time, meaning that slowly killing Heracles' stock throughout a war is not an option, as his stock will replenish itself. Although the stock replenishing is dependent on his master magical reserves. So for a normal person, Heracles will be stuck with only his 12 stock. But wait, there's more. Heracles actually gains resistances to things that kill him, meaning that Heracles cannot be killed twice by the same attack. Yes, you heard me right. If you drop a nuke to kill him, dropping a second nuke to kill him again will do 0 damage. So, Heracles' Noble Phantom makes him invulnerable to anything below rank A, gives him a stock of lives, and every time he's killed, he gains resistances against that attack. Oh my lord! What? To paint you a clearer picture, if you have a fight between Arturia and Heracles with no outside interference, Arturia can at best kill Heracles twice, once with her mana burst, and a second time with her Excalibur, before Heracles becomes completely immune to whatever she can do. That said, this doesn't mean that Heracles is unkillable. Fate is all about concepts, and certain noble phantoms will melt away through Heracles' stock instantly like the Ark or Caliber. Overall, Heracles is exactly what he's described as, a living natural disaster. He's practically unstoppable and can kill most servants with just raw power. Heracles is by far one of the most powerful servants. Strengths and weaknesses! Best Protector. If there's one thing Heracles has shown time and time again, is that when it comes to protecting others, few actually match him. Using his own body as an actual shield to prevent attacks to reach others, or even just outright picking someone up and fighting while holding them. If Heracles wants to keep you alive, then you can be sure that he'll do everything in his power to protect you while smashing his enemies. Servant Killer. Heracles can kill most enemies on the first swing. Any average servant will die instantly, and even above average will die eventually to him. Even high tier servants don't have that many chances against him. Best Adapter. Godhand is such an insane noble phantom that Heracles can actually become completely immune to everyone in a Holy Grail War, if he's already not immune to them from the start. Hard to control. Heracles is not an obedient servant. He kinda does what he wants, how he wants. While he is ultimately a good, honorable person, he will probably help you if he likes you. Don't expect to have the full control over him like Ilya had. Deadly maintenance cost. Heck, don't expect to do much at all this war. Heracles' cost is so high that even Ilya, a literal walking magical battery, was in constant pain while keeping up Heracles. Just Heracles swinging his club was enough to cause Ilya to have internal hemorrhages. Remember, Heracles originally refused to act at all due to not wanting to harm Ilya, as the pain he caused her was too much for the child protector to bear. However, assuming you are not a child and don't look like one, Heracles is going to dry you of your magical supplies faster than a fish left on the sun. High priority target. Once Heracles is known, you can be sure that he will become a target for everyone. Your only saving grace is that might actually not matter, since he's practically unkillable and he's really good at protecting. Strategies! There's none. Just kill your enemies and keep Heracles next to you. While obviously there are strategies that you can make, they are all optional. Heracles is such a force of nature that unless they have a Gilgamesh or something close to that level, Heracles is essentially unstoppable. And since he's good at protecting, you don't have to fear about getting sniped or assassinated so long as you keep him close to you. Conclusion! Heracles is such a force of nature that it feels wrong to not give him an EX rank. But at the same time, he'll draw his master of magical energy quicker than if you drop a fish on the sun. He is literally too strong for your own good, if you actually summon him, unless you have an impressive magical reserve or superhuman constitution. The moment you summon Heracles, you will fall to the ground as your organs begin to shut down due to the amount of stress your body will go through, in all likeliness dying in the process. As such, I cannot give Heracles EX rank. His power is unquestionable, but what's the point of that power if even a normal mage will die from maintaining him? As such, I will rank him E rank. If you summon him, then I'm sorry to tell you, but hey, if you do manage to survive, even if in coma, you might still win. Heracles is such a powerhouse that even if he's holding back to keep you alive, Heracles has a high chance of being immune to every enemy in the war, making him one of the most powerful options. Let me put it this way. Even on the off chance that you fell into a coma, Heracles is still likely to win the war. He can just carry you around while smashing everyone, while also being unkillable. All he would have to do is prevent assassin or archer from killing you, and the rest is easy pickings. So your biggest worry with Heracles is not dying from maintaining him, which, realistically speaking, is practically impossible unless you have a unique ability that allowed you. And that was Heracles. Quite an interesting servant. A powerhouse without a doubt, but that kills you the moment you summon. Not that he kills you physically, he just kills you because he overloads you. But that's kind of expected. Berserkers do have this issue. That's why right in the start of Fate Stay Night they mention how pretty much every Master of Berserker has died to their own servant, although they never specified how they died. And it's very clear that it's because Berserkers just drain their masters to death. And Heracles is a special one because he's so powerful that he just drains you to death the moment you summon him. Sure, you might survive, and if you do survive, congratulations, you'll probably win the war, but surviving is really the big problem, and most will not survive. Sure, you're not Shinji, you are going to, like, the logic is you end up in the middle of a war, meaning that you do have you're kind of like Ryunosuke, in the sense that you have the potential, you're just not trained or are not even aware of its existence. You're not like Shinji, who's completely useless. But anyway, whatever, I don't even know why I was rambling there. Anyway, that was Heracles. Till next video, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you think there was anything I forgot to mention or I was wrong, and how much Heracles is actually easy to control and actually you won't die. Leave a comment down below. I actually enjoy that. And until next video, if you have any servant you'd like me to talk about, just leave a suggestion down below and I'll have a look. Anyway, until next video, bye.